Okay, 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 okay. I've got some interesting stuff here that I would like for us to go through. So, in the next few lessons, what we are going to be looking at is an exam paper where we scrutinize it, go through everything just to see how questions are asked, what is expected of you, how to interpret the question, and all of that. So, when you are given a question paper, honorable member, similar to this one, where we look at question number 4, the first thing that you need to ask yourself a question is to say, what exactly do they want me to do? Am I solving or am I simplifying? So you can see they did specify to say simplify the following. So that means you are not solving anything. It is not an equation. It doesn't have an equal sign. You are not taking something to the other side where it changes the sign and all of that. Nope. Everything continues with the given signs, and then all that you do is just to add or you minus, you divide or you multiply. There is no taking something to the other side. Very, very much important, that part. So the first problem there. So what I'm going to be doing, it is just to analyze in terms of what you need to look for, how to work it out. Then as part of your test, you will therefore write it down as if it is a test that you need to do. So let's see. There you are given how many terms? 1, 2, 3 terms. Name. So be careful and compare those terms. Are they the same? They look to be the same. Then it means what you need to do for this one. You might need to remember that you are having a coefficient followed by that, plus a coefficient followed by that, plus a coefficient followed by that. So it's like all that you have to do is just to add all the like terms. That's what you have to do, it seems. Similarly, when it comes to these, all that you might need to do, again, compare the letters that you are having. Are they the same? If they are the same, then you just work out those coefficients, and then from there, the letter remains. So the third one, you can see it looks like this is where now you are multiplying. It is just one term because it's not separated by a sign of a plus or a minus. Then you just need to remember that if you're having 3p, which is multiplying just a p, you have invisible one there. So a coefficient will always multiply a coefficient, and then those bases, you know what to do with the exponent. So I'll just leave it there, that one. And then for this one, you are dividing. So it is the coefficient that will divide with the coefficient, and then the letters having the exponents based on the laws of exponents, you just apply accordingly. And then when it comes to this one of, let us see. So when it comes to this one, be careful of something. This part alone, it goes as a unit because the same as 3 that you multiplied by a. Just be careful. Then in between you have a plus. Then this section, it's like you're having 4 that multiplies with the a, then it becomes that. Be very, very careful. Not only that, it looks like it extends to multiplying that b. And then you have a minus sign. And then you have that part where you are having 2 that is actually multiplying the a. So can you see, you need to be very careful to say you are having this, not the whole of that, but just this as a term. And then just that as a term, and then just that as a term. Then you might need to work out the like terms if they exist. You might find that this and that, those are the like terms that you need to say that minus that. This one you can work it out because it involves another letter, which is B. Something of that nature, honorable member. Okay, doesn't end there. Let's see. What about this one? Obviously here, that by that, and then that by that. Here, you need to be careful with the signs because you multiply negative by that negative, which has to give you a positive. Then you still have that. Then once you've done that by that, that by that, that by that, then what you do, it is to just work out the like terms, and that's how you simplify it. So this one of negative 2 becomes negative 4x, and then you multiply it with that, it becomes positive 2y. Just be very careful of this part, because multiplying negative and a negative gives you positive. That is the only tricky part. And then when it comes to this one, let's see. Here, you just need to be careful to say, okay, if I'm having 2 terms there, can I not take out something as a common factor there? Which means 14. Out of 14, can you not take out something of which you can still take out there? I think 7 can be taken out, and also D can be taken out, because for this first term, if you take out 7, you remain with 7. If you take out D, you remain with 1D, because it was 2 of them. That squared would mean it was 2 of them. So it's like you have 7 multiplying 7. Nope. Definitely when I do the multiplication, that's when I realize something. It's not the 7 that remains, but it is a 2 that remains, and then you are having D there. Because I think I wanted to say this thing, it's like you are having 7 that is multiplying 2, that is multiplying D, that is multiplying D, minus 7D. That's if I try to expand it, whereby what I'm trying to indicate there is that you can take out this 7, take out D. Take out this 7, take out D. Then it means 7D goes to the outside. You remain with that 2, you remain with that D. Here you have taken out both, then you remain with invisible 1. So you just remain with 1 because you took out both. So you will therefore realize that at the bottom you still have that 7D, whereby those can cancel and then remain with something of that nature, honorable member. Okay, that is fine. Here, very, very much important for you to realize that you have a letter squared, you have invisible 1, you have 2 to the that, and then that to the that. So a number will multiply a number, and then the letters will work out the way you know to say when you have the same basis, you add the exponents according to the laws of exponents. Then it should be easier in that way. Okay, what's happening here? Let's see. So here, what are we going to do there? Okay, here it looks like this is where you are having the whole of this that has to multiply the whole of that. But be very careful of something. Be very, very careful of something. Be careful to say this 2 means 2 of exactly the same thing. So that means you still have the whole of this. And thereafter, instead of that 2, you will do this same thing again. A squared and then B, you close. Very, very much important, this part. Then only after, that's when you can work it out nicely. But this one inside the brackets, remember, the 2 can multiply the 3, then it becomes 6. The A multiplies that, A becomes maybe A to the 4, and then you have that B. And then once that is done, so this one, you've got many ways in which you can work it out regarding that squared. Even that squared, it can still square the 3, not the 3, but the negative 3, and then it multiplies that, and then it multiplies that invisible 1 there. So maybe let me leave it to you to see how far you can go. But in case if you get confused on this one, just make sure to join the Zoom so that we can further clarify. I just don't want to make it too obvious for you. I would like for you to try, think about it, work it out, see if you get the same answer there. Okay, then it's fine. What else? It looks like here again, almost the same as that one. So this squared, rather multiply the exponent, that one, and then also that exponent, so that you will therefore have something like that, p to the 3, whereby it is multiplying p to the 8 because it's 2 times 4, and then q to the 6. Yes, this is how you can rewrite it. So the reason why they had to put this inside the brackets is because this second brackets, they are being squared. So that's why you need to remove that squared by multiplying their exponents. Same as this one, it is that and that. And then what you have to do, it is to multiply that, and then also that. When it comes to the -3, you put it inside the brackets as -3, and then you square it. Then you will see it will give you maybe something like what? -9. Not even negative, because it's 2 of that, and when you multiply a negative by negative, it will be positive. That by that is whatever that you get when you say 3 squared. It should be 9, I think. Yes. So once you've dealt with that, then you will realize at the top others are going to cancel, and then with the others you will say same letters. The exponents, you know what to do when you are having the same basis. Okay, then it's fine. Maybe just give me a second. I want to quickly verify something. I want to quickly verify something. Oh, yes. Yes. It looks like on the previous lesson, I did go through these questions. I did not notice, but it will not be work down the drain. It will definitely not be work down the drain. So I think what I'm going to do, I will generate more problems different from this one, and then as you work it out, you will therefore find a different question paper. Okay, then it's fine. I will leave it here for now and say until we meet. Oh.